Hey everybody, it is day 8 of 31 and 30 on, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host as always. Zach, say hi. You saying hi? Okay, he says hi. Um, yeah, so we're back into Spanish horror. I don't know what draw me back, but actually I know what draw me back. Is that I was looking at Tubi, and I was like, oh my god, they've got a bunch. Like, Tubi is really great for horror, to be honest. It's what Amazon used to be. And Amazon just has a bunch of schlock. It's some of the stuff's good, some of the stuff is bad, but they just have a lot of things that you find on a bunch of other services, actually kind of like Tubi. But Tubi really has excelled in the horror genre, and in one place where they really excel, to be completely honest, is in foreign horror. They have a lot of non-English movies. There's a lot of Spanish horror movies that are on there. Also, a lot of Chinese and Japanese horror movies on there, and so we're probably going to pick a lot from it. But you can guess already probably what the movie is going to be for tomorrow, since I'm doing this one. And I've actually never seen the Spanish original version of this movie, right? And the movie for this week, today, is Wreck, which was turned into Quarantine here in the U.S. And Quarantine, I did see. I saw that way before I've seen this movie. Some might say it's blasphemous, but after seeing both movies, I think they are both equally good. But I definitely think Wreck is the better of the two. It is fucking fantastic. There's a reason why this was considered one of the top 20 horror movies of the decade when this came out. It is just like the greatest thing about it, and coming from the last two movies that we saw, Morlock and Them, right? Morlock not so much, but Them is definitely a good example of this. Them is not very long. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. This is only like an hour and 18 minutes, right? But it's a wild ride throughout the whole fucking thing. It's only a little slow for the first 10 minutes of the movie. Then it fucking kicks into high gear and it never lets up. And it's such a frantic ending to this movie that it just makes everything fantastical once you're done with it. And seeing the girl for the very first time, and if you've seen this movie, you know what girl I'm talking about. Not the little girl, the lady at the end, is scary as hell. And I remember they changed it a little bit for the American one, and it looked similar but wasn't similar. But this is just, it's something really frightening. I was so surprised. And the thing is that I know the story because Quarantine follows it extremely well, very close. It's one of those remakes where they didn't divert so much from the story. It's just, Americanized in some ways, right? Rather than having Spanish culture belonging to it. And I know that movie has I think a little more to the backstory section of everything, where this, like, you only learn in the last 15 minutes exactly what's caused everything that's going on, and even then it's still a big mystery. But like I said, once you get into after that first 10 minutes, and it's not like it's super slow or anything for the first 10 minutes, because she's there hanging out with the firefighters. It's just foot on the gas, constantly stuff happening, good scares, good kills, not super bloody or gory, but still just really fun. And if you don't know the story, Rick, it's about a reporter that works for some hardline Access Hollywood type of thing that has a show while you were sleeping. And she's going to travel with firefighters on their ride for the night and record it. And it's gonna come, but they end up at a building where there's talk. Of course, Zach is chasing one of the cats. There's talk of a woman that's trapped inside of an apartment, and they go inside and they find out that there's more than they bargained for. Like their Fall Out Boy singing about lost loves. And so when you go in there and the first cop is bitten, that's it. It's just a roller coaster from there. So found footage movies are hit or miss for most people. This is an absolute hit. Yes, you have to deal with shaky cam, the camera moving around and doing those things, but it's so worth it for this movie. And again, I have yet to see one of these Spanish films that has disappointed me, completely disappointed me. And Wreck. I want to call it Quarantine because that's what I know it as. It's a solid 4 out of 5. This is the upper echelon. This is classic horror. This is this is what you watch even at home if you want to be scared. It is such a good movie. It's 4 out of 5, naked old ladies. It's just such a good movie, and you deserve for yourself, for Halloween, for just as a lover of horror, to watch this movie. And the thing is that you can watch either. You can watch Quarantine or you can watch this, and I would say you get the same experience. But I definitely would give Rec a chance, even if you're worried about it being in Spanish and you're not quite sure if you want to read subtitles. Do it. It's worth it. Please do it. So I guess now you can guess what the next movie is going to be, because I need to see where they go with this. Now, I'm not going to do all of them, but, we definitely are going to go to sequel town. So I'll catch you tomorrow with another one of these 31 and 31s.